Hey everybody, it's Andrew with Braggins Adventures, and today we're going to find out how Alyssa and I spent nearly $1,100 in 24 hours on board the Queen Mary. We previously spent 2 nights on board the Queen Mary, and you can check out that video after this one. But for now, are you ready? Let's go!
This is Braggins Adventures.
We stayed on board after a recent cruise for 1 night, and we were able to get complimentary early check-in, meaning we were there from approximately 11 a.m. Saturday to 11 a.m. Sunday. How'd we spend $1,100? Let's find out. Yes, you heard that correctly. We spent $1,091.52 in just 24 hours on board the Queen Mary, and this video is going to show you exactly how your Queen Mary spending can get away from you. Listen, nothing at the Queen Mary is cheap, meaning inexpensive. But nothing at the Queen Mary is cheap, meaning low quality. The biggest thing is that, as with any hotel or cruise, you can charge back to your room, which makes it really easy to rack up dollar signs. Speaking of which, let's start with the room cost. You're looking at a deluxe king room with a port view. We opted to do a port view, which means parking lot view, because we did a harbor view last time. The room is nice enough for an obvious historic ship, but not as large as the room in the same category from our last visit. Again, I'll link to that full review video at the end of this one. Okay, let's talk room cost on a Saturday night in August. Including the taxes and historic preservation fees, our total was $283.87. That's nothing to shake a stick at, but it's actually only about $8 more than we paid per night on a Friday and Saturday in January of the same year. So the pricing's pretty consistent. Now there are cheaper rooms available, but we love the Deluxe King with those openable portholes. There's also much cheaper hotels near the Carnival Cruise Port, but not as convenient as this one. One of our favorite spots to dine on the ship is the Promenade Cafe, which takes over and encloses a portion of the promenade deck. We'll call this the mid-tier restaurant on the property, but that doesn't make it light on your wallet. Our lunch with cocktails and a generous tip came to $120. This brings the running total to $403.87, and we're just barely at lunch. It should be noted that hotel guests do not have to pay the admission fee to board the ship, and we, personally, got free parking. If you just wanted to eat lunch here, you'd need to pay admission for your entire party, plus parking, plus pay for the food. Like I said, the Queen Mary isn't cheap. Back to our experience. Promenade Cafe is a lovely environment, playing banger hits of the era while you stare out at the Long Beach Harbor. Service with Ashley was spectacular. Cocktails, as always on the Queen Mary, are absolutely amazing. Alyssa got the port of call, which is gin, aloe liqueur, basil, and lime. I got a double Buffalo Trace on the rocks. The $22 burger is not just a burger. It's a double patty perfectly cooked with delicious melted aged white cheddar, tomato, crispy red onion, lettuce, and house sauce on a brioche bun. One of the more delicious bites I actually had that week. The side salad with their house vinaigrette is delicious. The corned beef Reuben is only $18 and it's loaded with the meat you'd expect on a corned beef Reuben. The Russian dressing and sauerkraut ratio are perfect. The Sidewinder fries are a must-get on the Queen Mary. They are, and I'm quoting Alyssa here, crispy yum yum. We decided to head to the observation bar for 2 after-lunch cocktails before heading out to walk the decks of the ship. Those 2 cocktails and tip come in at $25. Now don't worry, we'll come back to the observation bar later, but for now it's just the drinks and the nice view. We are now at $428.87 for our running total. The observation bar is actually fairly quiet and empty in the middle of the day, but it becomes a hot spot to hang out at in evening hours. Huge shout out to new friends Jesse and Brandy in the Starboard Lounge, where we enjoyed complimentary champagne as well as another $40 worth of cocktails with tip. Believe it or not, we'll be back here as well. In fact, we'll be closing it out. This ended up being our downfall on this trip. The running total is now at $468.87. We opted to do a split dinner on this stay by having smaller bites at 2 different venues, so we're back at the observation bar for a flatbread and some poke, as well as a few more drinks. Our total this visit is $77, bringing the running total to $545.87. Service is super fast and friendly here. The flatbread's delicious with excellent flavor and a good cook. The poke is delicious and spicy, and just wait, that heat will sneak up on you. The poke was supposed to come with fried wontons, but those were definitely tortilla chips. Our second dinner was at the Chelsea Chowder House Bar. Now, we dined at the restaurant last visit, and the full review of that lackluster and overpriced meal is in the video linked at the end of this one. We did enjoy the bread service and the bar, so we opted to repeat that experience while adding some oysters. Our cost here is $110, bringing the running total to $655.87. The bread is the most delicious, pillowy, garlicky, yummy thing you will ever eat in your life. The baked oysters are full of flavor. I stuck with whiskey here, but Alyssa tried a couple of different cocktails. We would definitely skip the restaurant, but enjoy this bar on your next visit. We went to the Starboard Lounge again for quite a few drinks and didn't film a lick of it, so here's footage of alcohol from our last visit. We made many friends in the Starboard Lounge, but mostly because we bought a few rounds for the people hanging out with us. Our total for the several hours and many drinks shared among 8 to 10 people was $415.65, bringing the running total to $1,071.52. In hindsight, we probably should have gone to bed earlier, but the Starboard Lounge is super awesome and chill with live piano music, and Salvatore is the absolute best bartender on the planet. Also, shout out to the cool family we met. Richard, Tatum, and Honor, we thank you for hanging out with us all night long. The next morning, we had our standard Midship Marketplace breakfast, including a pretty tasty croissant and a not as good as last time quiche, along with morning caffeine. The total here is $20, bringing our grand total to $1,091.52. And that's how two people spent nearly $1,100 in just 24 hours on the Queen Mary. We hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please click that thumbs up. Check out our full Queen Mary review here, and additional Long Beach content in this playlist. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next adventure.